What is going on, YouTube? My name is Lucas. Today, I'm going to touch on 4 major airlines. I'm going to give you updates on those 4 major airlines. With everything kind of starting to open up and starting to feel fresh again, people getting out, I felt it was a time to give you an update on these airlines. So stay tuned right after this. The 4 major airlines I'm going to touch on are going to be Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta. And the reason I picked these 4 is because I feel they're major players in the airline industry. And after all this stuff that's been going on, obviously we know that the airlines have just been in a cellar. They absolutely tanked, and they've been slowly starting to creep out a little bit. I actually saw an airplane in the sky yesterday, which truthfully I have not seen one in a long time. 2 big time questions when we're talking about the airlines. Number 1 is going to be, have we hit the lows? And number 2 on that is going to be, is it a good time to invest? I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on both of these because I do think we need to understand their perspective on where we're at. Start off with question 1, have we hit the lows? And if you go back and look at any of those airlines that I listed, they are scraping the 52-week lows. And that's why I kind of waited to do this video, because I wanted to at least see a little bit of a rebound. So yeah, we're pretty close to 52-week lows when it comes to speaking of the airlines. On top of that, the coronavirus is still running rampant. Obviously, we're seeing lower numbers in cases. We're still seeing a little bit lower numbers in deaths. But the thing is that it still exists. So people are not traveling as much as they should be. Everything starts to open up, and I do think people are going to start traveling again for business. Obviously, we understand people are going to start traveling for vacations, and things slowly start to feel a little bit more comfortable again. We're going to start obviously incorporating a little bit more social distancing. There's going to be a lot more, hygiene related items when it comes to hand sanitizer stations, people washing their hands a lot more. Masks are going to start being a lot more common in public spaces. Just all that is going to start to occur. But once people start to feel a little bit more comfortable, we're going to start to see the airlines take off again. A lot of people are going to start booking flights. They're going to start going back to the airport, and then they're going to start traveling a lot more. Like I said earlier, I honestly saw the first airplane in the sky, I think, in a long, long time. Answer question number 2, and that is going to be, is now the time to invest? Well, I would hate to give you guys some information on some companies that they might have a little bit of a spike and then they just drop off and then they go into non-existence. I don't think that's the case with these airlines, but I do think we need to understand where they currently sit when it comes to revenue, especially since I discussed earlier that flights are not occurring currently, and if they are, they're at an extreme minimum. So I think we need to understand how much money is going out versus how much is coming in. In order to give you a more accurate answer to is it a time to invest, I think I need to explain the quarter revenue, especially ending on March 31st, 2020. So with that being said, Delta Airlines reported $8.5 billion down. American Airlines reported $8 billion down. United Airlines reported $1.7 billion down. And Southwest Airlines reported $4.23 billion down. So now into the net income ending March 31st, 2020. Delta Airlines had a $434 million loss. American Airlines had a $2.2 billion loss. The United Airlines had $639 million loss. And Southwest Airlines had $94 million loss. Majority of these airlines burn through roughly $40 to $50 million a day, with very little, if any, flights currently going on. Airlines that I've been discussing, Southwest Airlines is currently the only one that pays a dividend. I think that's key, especially when it comes to investing into companies that have a major debt ratio. So recently, I did a video on the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. He's maybe the greatest investor of all time, in my opinion he is. And that video is going to be right here with the link down in the description. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because a couple weeks ago, Warren Buffett withdrew his investments in every major airline that he owned. And the reason this is key because it caused the airlines to dip, especially for a couple days. When Warren Buffett makes a massive move like that, it causes those companies to tank. And I discussed that in that video. Now, the answer to question number 2 is now the time to invest into the airlines. And my answer to that question is going to be yes, for these reasons. Is the coronavirus still impacting everything? Yes. But I think we've got to a point where it's not going to be a permanent halt right now. I think we're going to get to the point where things are going to start functioning at a normalcy, but with obviously precautions. I think we're progressively getting there, and it's going to happen. Number 2 on that list is going to be we've hit 52-week lows. Yes, we can go a little bit lower, but the thing is we're scraping the bottom, and I think the only way to go from here is up. So do I think that these are investment opportunities and should invest now? Yes. Airlines are something that you've always been interested in, and you always have wanted to own a company like Southwest Airlines that pays a dividend. Now is the time to get in. So, if you like this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to the channel. And as always, have a good day.